Good afternoon. My name's Matt, and welcome to this week's Mastermind. Now, first of all, today's topic is going to be the one rule to seeing results. Now, if you'd like a little spoiler on that one, you're going to have to wait for a few moments in short for that. So, as many of you know, this is a live broadcast which is held every single Tuesday at the same time each week, which is 3 p.m. UK time, which is British summertime right now. And we cover a whole raft of different e-commerce based topics. Now, I want to really just jump into this week's topic because it's a vital one, and I'm going to do my best to try and compress this is to the smallest amount as possible for you, so that you can spend, because normally sit here and chat for an hour or so, but so that you can actually digest this and actually make a conscious decision to actually take what we're discussing here and put it into real life. So seeing results. Now, to be able to see anything is that, number one, you need to look for the results, and number two, it sounds daft. So you look, and of course you measure, but the other part of the story is that you actually have to do something which is worthwhile measuring to see a result for what you've been and done. And this is where the results, they mean many different things for many different people, but in short, it can be brought down to attention. Okay, now attention means many, like I was trying to make my point, try not to repeat myself, can mean many different things to different people, but it does boil down to that one word, attention, because attention can mean attention from a social platform of some form. It could mean profit because you've got attention and then gone on to making a customer is gone on to make an order. So it's quite broad. And what I wanted to do is just spell out the basics, which is that in short, it's all about the eyeballs to be able to see and get results. You need other people's eyeballs on what you're doing, and this is why marketing is a key process is the word which I'm looking for you and your business. I mean, I may be pointing out the obvious here, but it's just worth pointing these things out, because in short, when you list something onto eBay or you get a sell from Amazon, is that for all intents and purposes, you've paid for attention. The same is that if you're paying for AdWords or some form of an affiliate network, you're paying for someone else to get you attention. And that's what eBay fees, Amazon fees, whatever fees are going on. They're just marketing fees. And all it is this exchange of cash for customers, in short. Now, of course, marketing does have many other things as well, is that you can be doing content. Well, we all should be content creators, should we not? Whether we like it or not, we are content creators. So you are in the business of creating content for you and your business, whether it be product descriptions, it could be blog posts, it could be YouTube and things like that. And yeah, I just wanted to get this. There's one bit which I just want to show you, and I need to frame this as best I can, which is that for the last year or so, that I've been personally mucking around with YouTube. I do class it as mucking around with YouTube. I'm sure many of you know the results which we've had from that, which have been absolutely overwhelming, to say the least. And in short, I do a video every couple of days on YouTube, and I've kind of built a community of about 2,500 people who are interested in RC. So it's not even the mainstream stuff. And today I wanted to show you just a couple of results of what I've had going on from that. So I need to choose the right window. So I'll click present to everybody. So you can actually see my desktop right now, and you will see that we are in the Rag the Nuts Off group. So this is a Facebook group. One of the things I was personally worried about trying to get attention was not to be platform dependent. Okay, so in fact, let me get back to, so click stop for a second. Well, no, I need to frame this. One thing which I was worried and it was the same for you, is that not to become platform dependent. So not to become heavily YouTube dependent in what I was doing, is that I needed people's eyeballs in other places, so that if one went away for whatever reason, I still had the other platform. So what that means to you is that if you lost eBay or you lost Amazon, you still have the other one, or your website, or whatever sales platform you've got from to lean against, so it doesn't hurt if one went away. So this was me very early on planning to not to have a complete not have one kind of platform which dominates the other, and also to be able to spread out and engage with the community, in inverted commas, a lot deeper. So I just want to share some of these stats with you. So 101 members in the last month, which is not great, to be honest. We've had better months, but not bad. And it has been growing at a consistent rate. So a nice little chart here. Always grown, so that's happy. We haven't gone down, so we've kind of leveled out. Actually, technically, we did go down, and to be honest, that's great, because when you start seeing some of the engagements on here, so 26,000 engagements in a month. Can you just pause for a moment? 26,000 engagements. I did a couple of things yesterday. That's like the number of posts. You have a look at the number of comments. Look. Is that 10,000 comments in 28 days? It has been absolutely crazy. So this really does kind of like fit in with attention, because this isn't something which I personally do like spend hours on a day working on. I may make a post once, maybe 4 times a day, if that, sometimes no times a day, and it kind of perpetuates, you know. And what's that? 15,000 reactions in the Facebook group, and it's a lively group. People ask their own questions, they get involved with each other, and it's all people which are passionate about RC wings. In fact, there's a post in here at the moment taken. There you go. Are multi-rotors crap? Place your votes now, and they get to choose whether it was yes or yes. And as you can see, it's going down quite well. But on a serious point, is that it has gone hand in hand. I don't spend a great amount of time in here at all. I obviously get involved with it, but it doesn't take up too much of my day. And this is perfectly, by the way, I'm in a niche, or this is a niche of a niche. This is flying wings and mucking around with RC models. So it's nothing mainstream at all. If we look at YouTube, now this was a brilliant one, and I did it last night. I choked. I frankly choked once I worked out the numbers. So this is from the YouTube dashboard. And again, what was it last week? Last week, I didn't really care, and I didn't really post anything. Oh, no, that was the week before. Last week, I did post quite a bit. But it is what it is. I do it whenever I fancy doing it. I've gone past the stage of religiously posting a video every single day. But that said, if you look at the watch time, that's the number of minutes. So I've just copied the number of minutes in the last 28 days. And there's the page refreshing, so you know I'm not making this up. Is that if I go to here and then put the number of minutes in, oh, I've managed to screw that up, didn't I? What was it, 520,000, something like that? Dashboard, yeah, 529. So I've just shortened it down. So that's the number of minutes watched. So in the past month, people from all across the world have been watched a year's. That's 267 days worth. Maybe to a year. So yes, 1 year's worth of my video content, which is not very good, I hasten to add. It's not outstanding. It's just me mucking around generally, passing on my views on certain topics to do with RC or remote control stuff, as you may be able to tell by the model airplane sat behind me on the sofa. And I just think that's absolutely crazy. I've been able to garner, to gain a 1 year's worth of viewing minutes. That's people have sat in front of the videos which I've put onto YouTube, and in 1 month they've watched 1 year's worth. So I think it's fair to just quickly double it up that by 12. So in 1 year, people are going to watch what I've created for 12 years worth. I think that is, I think that's fantastic value from my point of view. I think that's fantastic potential from your point of view. because imagine being able to be put in front of the ideal customer, the customer which is interested in you, your business, and the products which you have to offer, and imagine the kind of attention which is out there. And it's not hard. I'm not somebody who's been on YouTube for a long period of time. I've been on there for a year, or just over 15 months or something like that. Not massively long. I've not done anything complicated. I haven't done anything special. All I've been and done is turn it up for every single day for a year. And at the same time, we saw the Facebook group with something like 26,000 interactions, which is absolutely nuts. And again, that was in a 28-day period. So getting back to the original topic, attention, okay, for seeing results really is the one measurement which can be very, very easily done if you're willing to play the long game. So today's topic was the one rule to seeing results is that in my head, I had that down to attention. When we're talking about eBay, we're talking about Amazon, and you're paying your fees to get the attention, like AdWords and so on. We spoke about YouTube, which is like more kind of like the attention which you would assume for that, and Facebook we mentioned about as well. But the reality is that it's not attention is the rule to seeing results. It's actually doing stuff and doing it consistently. So I think in my head that I'd had attention as being the key factor, and maybe it is as in other people's attention, but really it's your attention and actually turning up and doing stuff. Because if you can turn up and just post a video a day, for example, on YouTube, is that you don't have to do anything. And again, just want to stress, you don't have to do anything complicated. You don't need to be anything else than you, in short, for that activity. It's the same for whatever you do on eBay, whatever you do on Amazon, is that you just literally just need to turn up every single day and grind at it and hustle. Now, I know that we've spoken about other routes which you can help you hustle and grind by outsourcing and building a team within your business. That is a no-brainer thing. In fact, that's something which I've been here working today up here on the whiteboard with a side project to try and plan out what part of a new business is going to look like and what the heads where they need to go, so I can start getting them hired and things like that. But the thing is that that's never going to be a success, is that if I don't turn up every single day, you don't turn up every single day and give it the attention which it needs. I'm not up there looking at the whiteboard. So today's live mastermind is I'm gonna wrap up in 2 minutes time tops, because it can be very, very simply summarized is the one rule to seeing results is as simple as attention. It's actually turning up, doing stuff, and then doing that consistently. And I don't think I could have compressed that down into any shorter for you, to say the least. So this week's mastermind is a lot shorter. Like I said, normally these are an hour long. Oh, by the way, an apology from Dave. As many of you know that Dave, who's normally here with us live, Dave is actually in Portugal doing a sponsored cycle. I believe he's at the end or very near at the end. We'll find out. Well, he's coming back today, so tonight. So he will be on his way home. As far as I know, he's been got to the end of it. So that's happy days, and been raised some money for charity. So he will be with us back next week, hopefully with a... let's not even go there on that one. I'm sure his butt's sore from that much cycling. But yeah, I wanted to keep this week clear and concise. The one rule to seeing results is attention, and it's not necessarily eyeballs, is what we would have all thought. From like the customer's point of view, it's actually your attention. It's actually turning up and doing what you need to do every single day, consistently for a long period of time. Because if you can get those people's eyeballs, like those eyeballs which we saw over there, you can do fantastic things. And remember that what those numbers which you saw over there, I'm in a niche of a niche. We're doing RC stuff, but not the popular stuff. We're mucking around, and not taking it particularly seriously. And of course, I've always said for like the YouTube stuff, if I'd done more mainstream like drones or multi-rotor models, is that I could have quadrupled or gone even further with that. But no, I have to have a consistent interest in what I've done, and the results which I've had have been absolutely fantastic, to say the least. And it's perfectly repeatable, perfectly repeatable. You just need some passion to go with that. So that's it for this week. I am just going to quickly just check the live chat to see what's going on. Oh, there's one chat which is going on. Mike says, what spec PC do you recommend for editing YouTube videos? I have been trying my current PC and it's really slow to do anything. Mike, that is a very good question, which is a little bit awkward for me to answer. And the reason why it's a little bit awkward for me to answer is because I only ever upgrade every 4 or so years. And then when I upgrade, I go overboard on the upgrade. So right now, this computer is an overclocked quad core with 32 gig of RAM. And it was from overclockers.net, so .com.co.uk. So it was completely overspec'd. And to be honest, it cost about £1,000 at the time. It was really, really cheap. And of course, I went on and built the parts myself. So very, very cheap. As far as the spec, I would go for whatever you can afford. Start with like the best processor which you can afford, and then put the components around it. And I put like personal recommendation, overclockers.co.uk would be a good place for you to start. You don't have to spend 20 grand on a system. A budget of about £1,000, you're going to end up with a really, really good system. Again, if you're focusing just upon the main processor, the motherboard, and the memory, assuming that you already got a copy of Windows which you can use to install and go from there. Processing, so 2 big things as far as video editing. Processor is a big one, and RAM is a big one as well. 16 gig would be more than enough. 16 gig. I wouldn't build another computer unless with 16 gig or less, and look for quad or bigger cores out there. Again, just work within your budget. So yeah, good question, Mike. I hope that's been and helped you. So with that said, it's time for me to wrap up. The one rule to seeing results is not measurement, it's attention, but it's not necessarily attention from customers or potential customers. It's actually your attention, and whether that's your personal attention, which you're spending on the business or whatever activity you're up to, or it's one of your team's attention, because that is allowed and that definitely does work. Because it's the only way which you can make things scale by getting extra members of staff into your business, is attention is the one rule to seeing results, but it's your attention. So on that note, if you had been and put aside an hour to join myself and potentially Dave here this week, please go on and use the next 40 minutes to consider that. What could you do with maybe half an hour, something like that, an hour extra in a day, and what kind of results could you perhaps expect over a year? What happens if you had a team to help you with certain pieces, like the video editing, for example? Maybe, frankly, to be honest, I hate I hate editing videos. Complete biggest waste of my time. That's why I love the live stuff. This is why we're live on YouTube now, because it saves any editing at all. So it is kind of a case of working out what you're going to be good at or think you might be good at, and then having a stab at it and see if that works or not. Anyway, I'm going to drag myself off topic. So it is time for me to wrap up. So I'd like to say a massive thank you to you for taking the time to watch this live episode with myself, Matt, this week. Dave will be joining us next week as well. Also, to give you an early heads up, in the next day or two, you'll start seeing the next 3 months worth of topics being published and scheduled in on YouTube. We've got a collection of different ones on here. Going to give you a little heads up. We've got a website workshop. We definitely want to go back and revisit eBay and Amazon because there's so many changes still going on at the moment. That definitely needs to be looked at. We will be looking at, and again, I'm looking at there in my notes up in there, we'll be looking at building your e-commerce audience, GDPR, which, whatever, We've got a new tool for us to be looking at, a software tool as well. We'll be looking at Magento 1 versus Magento 2 in 2018. I think that's a great topic for us to look at, and also expect some stuff about YouTube to be included in this as well. And what's the thing? Magento 2 as well. We'll be coming back and having a look at as well. Oh, and also website and analytics as well. We'll be doing a head-for-head comparison between Google Analytics, which has got better, and against StatCounter as well. Let's have a quick look. Glass Eye Online, very timely to your recommendations. Thanks so much. Yeah, I hope that helps. Again, just on the topic of the PC stuff, I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably like the worst person to ask for that, because I just upgrade every 4 or so years, and then I just take it to like the maximum of my budget by the best I can, the fastest I can, the most cores which I can, and next year, no, is it next year? No, actually, next year I'm due an upgrade, and it will be cheaper for me next year because I bought a massive, great big case, and I bought a huge, great big power supply. So I don't have to spend 90 quid on a power supply, and I don't have to spend 70 quid on a case. So that's what's 160, 150 quid extra, which I can put towards a better processor or better memory next time around as well. So it's like everything. You do kind of pay for what you get. And also, just for the record, I would definitely suggest going for Intel processors rather than AMD ones. Again, long-standing track history of great performance for data-intensive tasks. Anyway, I'm dragging myself off topic. Thank you very much for joining me here for today's live mastermind. Myself and Dave will be with you at the same time next week. Slightly different topic. So for myself, Matt, cheerios.